Here are the top 5 best legendary rockets in Season of the Deep. The first rocket launcher is a Stasis rocket launcher called the Cold Comfort. You can be able to acquire this rocket launcher in the Ghost of the Deep dungeon. Here are the perks that you should use for this Stasis rocket launcher. The first one you would need is Volatile Launch. It would give you plus 15 blast radius, minus 5 velocity, and minus 5 handling. And the second perk slot you're going to need for this rocket launcher is Impact Casing. It gives you plus 10 stability and it increases damage on direct hit. On the third perk weapon slot, you're going to need to put is Envious Assassin. Rapidly defeating targets with other weapons before drawing this one transfers ammo to the magazine from reserves. This weapon effect can overflow the magazine based on the number of targets defeated. For the people that want to be really efficient, you can be able to hold 4 rockets in the magazine. But with Envious Assassin, you can be able to hold 3 rockets in a single magazine. And how you can be able to get 4 rockets in a single magazine is by the origin trait called Restoration Ritual. When reviving an ally or defeating combatants with finishers, reloads this weapon and readies an emergency reload for the next time this weapon runs out of ammo. And the fourth and final perk slot you're going to need to put is Bait and Switch. Deal damage with all equipped weapons within a short time to give this weapon a damage boost. Upon dealing damage with all of your weapons within 3 seconds, it increases the damage of your rocket by 35% for 10 seconds. And the masterwork that I would recommend you would look for is Handling, because it would give you plus 10 handling. Now let's head to the second rocket launcher. It is the Arc rocket launcher and it's called the Hothead. You can be able to purchase this rocket launcher in the tower where Zavala is. In this current season, you can only be able to purchase the Hothead, so it would cost 2 Vanguard engrams, 10,000 glimmer, and 25 legendary shards. And here are the best weapon perks for this rocket launcher. The first column is Volatile Launch. It would give you plus 15 blast radius, minus 5 velocity, and minus 5 handling. On the second perk slot you would need to use is Impact Casing. It increases the damage on direct hits and increases your stability by plus 10. And the third perk weapon slot that I would recommend you would use is Demolitionist. Activating your grenade ability reloads this weapon from reserves. And also, whenever you get kills with this weapon, it also generates grenade energy. And whenever you get a weapon kill with this rocket launcher, it would grant 10% grenade ability energy. And the fourth and final perk slot is Explosive Light. Picking up an Orb of Power grants 1 stack of Explosive Light. The maximum is up to 6 stacks. Whenever you consume 1 stack per shot, it grants 100 blast radius and increased damage. And also for rocket launchers, it would give you 25% increased impact and explosive damage. And for the masterwork, you're going to be looking for Handling, which also gives you plus 10 handling. Now let's head to the third rocket launcher. It is a solar heavy rocket launcher called the Apex Predator. You can be able to get this rocket launcher in the Last Wish raid. And you can also be able to craft this rocket launcher as well. And you would need 5 red border Apex Predators in order for you to craft it. And now here are the best weapon perks that you would need for this rocket launcher. On the first column, you would need Quick Launch. It would give you plus 10 velocity and plus 15 handling. On the second perk slot, you would need Impact Casing. It increases the damage on direct hits and also gives you plus 10 stability. And also the third perk slot, you're going to need to put Reconstruction. This weapon slowly refills itself over time up to double capacity. It refills 10% of the magazine's capacity from reserves every 4 seconds up to double the normal capacity. So you can be able to get 2 shots in the magazine. And the fourth weapon perk is called Bait and Switch. Upon dealing damage with all of your other weapons within 3 seconds, this rocket gains 35% increased damage for 10 seconds. Now onto the fourth legendary rocket. It is a arc rocket launcher called the Blowout. You can be able to get this rocket launcher in the Crucible playlist, and you can also purchase this rocket launcher. This is how much it would cost if you were to purchase the Blowout. It would cost 1 Crucible engram, 25 legendary shards, and 5,000 glimmer. The first weapon perk slot you're going to put is Volatile Launch. It would give you plus 15 blast radius, minus 5 velocity, and minus 5 handling. On the second weapon perk slot for the Blowout you're going to put is Alloy Casing. It would give you minus 10 stability and plus 30 reload. The third perk slot is Demolitionist. Weapon kills grant 10% grenade ability energy, and also by activating your grenade ability, reloads this weapon from reserves. And last but not least, on the fourth and final perk slot is Explosive Light. Picking up an Orb of Power grants 1 stack of Explosive Light. The maximum you can hold is up to 6 stacks. When consuming 1 stack per shot, it would grant you 100 blast radius and increased damage. So for rockets, it would give you 25% increased impact and explosive damage. And for the origin trait, you would need to put 1 quiet moment. It grants increased reload speed when out of combat. And whenever you're out of combat, it would give you 40 reload speed. And the 5th and final best legendary rocket in the Season of the Deep is the Stasis rocket launcher called Almira B. And you can also be able to craft this rocket launcher. All you would need is 1 red border pattern for the Chimera B in order for you to craft it. Starting with the first weapon perk, you're going to need to put volatile launch. It would give you plus 15 blast radius, minus 5 velocity, and minus 5 handling. And the next weapon perk you're going to need to put is alloy casing. It would give you minus 10 stability and plus 30 reload. On the third weapon perk column is auto loading holster. The holstered weapon is automatically reloaded after a short period of time. Refills the stowed weapon from reserves after 2.5 seconds of stowing it. On the fourth perk column is explosive light. Picking up an orb of power increases the next projectile's blast radius and damage. And the masterwork you would want to go for this rocket launcher is handling. If you would like to change the weapon perks on each of the rocket launchers that fits your playstyle, go for it. If you would like to know what other weapons that are good this season, let me know in the comments. And be sure to hit that like button and also subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care everyone, and peace.